I'm Legend, I play this game professionally, so I can probably hit rank 1. So to start today off, we are against a Warlock, and I know Warlock's a pretty difficult matchup, at least for me, because they're able to cheese out Thaddeus, and they're able to cheese out the 7/7s with the new location, which can overwhelm you because it takes a little while to stack up Sif. I keep Discovery of Magic because I want the resource generation, and Reverberations is always nice to have against a Warlock because I can make copies of Thaddeus or you know, any other big minion that they end up summoning to give me a little bit of stuff on the board. I end up playing Flame Geyser against them right away, so that way I have the fire spell gone, so I can play Discovery of Magic and not accidentally get a fire spell, which is something I already have. And turn 2, I end up just forging Molten Ruin because I think that's probably better than playing a 1/2 and then discovering a random spell. Especially considering Molten Ruin on turn 3 will just give me 2 spells. I am a little bit bummed though that I end up drawing Volume Up here because I really would have liked to have played it for its full value for Finale, but it's okay, we'll use it eventually. So what I'm expecting to do on turn 4 is play Flame Elemental, then play Mark of the Wild as well as the Discovery of Magic. At least that's my going idea. They do play the Forge of Wills, and I'm a little bit sad because I assume the 7/7's gonna immediately kill my 3/5, but what am I gonna do about it, you know? I end up thinking, okay, well, I already have a Shadow and a Frost spell, so I guess I take Metamorphosis here, even though I don't particularly like it that much, but I guess it's probably the best option.
Job's done.
But to my surprise, on their turn 4, they don't summon a 7/7. That's actually a very, very slow play for them, and I'm excited about that. And since I drew the Elemental Inspiration, I know that I'm going to need to play as many spell schools as I can by turn 7. So we played the Fel spell, and I am fully ready to play Reverberations as well next turn. So that way I can get even more value out of the Elemental Inspiration. At this point I'm hoping, okay, just don't burn Sif. If you burn Sif, I'm gonna lose my mind. But instead, they pump up 2 minions. They don't even get full value out of that card, which is very, very good for me. I draw Cosmic Keyboard, which is pretty nice, and I play that along with, I think, Volume Up, because I have the space in my hand to do it. I think about Rush the Stage, because I just want to get it out of my hand, but I'm pretty sure that drawing cards and getting extra value is better. I think I take Cold Case here so I can survive, but actually no, I take Molten Ruin, so that way I can do some extra damage. I think that if I don't draw Sif, I might be able to just generate enough burn damage on my own. And we're just hoping. Also, I realize now with the movement that gave +6/+6 that the location can actually be insane for them in the next couple of turns. I just have to hope it went on a very expensive minion like Thaddeus, and hopefully they just don't get value. We're going to play Cold Case, and I think we just play Molten Ruin. We played the one that wasn't copied, so they still have to wonder like what my copied spell was. And I randomly generate Flight of the Bronze, which is pretty good. I mean, it's a 1-mana 5/5 at this point, which is fantastic. It's not a spell school, but it is resource generation. Okay, well, now they're playing Loken, Jailer of Yogg-Saron, and I'm about to freak out because that is a big minion. An 11/11, that's starting to look a lot like Thaddeus is in his hand, which means if he has the slime, we could be in for a world of pain in not too long from now. So I'm a little bit scared, actually. But it's okay because we have Reverberations. Even though I want to play something else, I want to play the Elemental Inspiration, I know that I have to play Reverb on the 11/8, rush it into their 11/11 to get rid of the stats, and then kill off the 11/8 with just one of my 2/2s, which is fine. I play the Cosmic Keyboard first so I can get a 3/3, which is nice. I do actually think that this is kind of bad because it does play into Defile a little bit, but I don't think it's that bad. To finish up my turn, I forge Molten Ruin, and I hit them in the face for 4 damage, and then I hit them in the face and try to kill off their reverb minions, so that way they can't trade in or do a bunch of damage. It was really, really easy to kill. And at this point, I am so close to winning the game. I can taste it. All I need to do is top deck like Sif, and I've got the damage in my hand to finish him off. But it's very unlikely that that happens, considering the fact that I still have like 20 cards left in my deck. Actually, it's more like 16. That's kind of cool, actually. They play Sargeras. Holy crap, that is a big, big minion, and he gives his stuff taunts. And I'm thinking, okay, well, star power better hit like a freaking god right now, because this is a bit of a problem. But after thinking about it a bit, I realized, wait a minute, literally, even if every single star hits the 12-18, it still does not die. So I'm gonna have to come up with a different strategy at this point. But I'm also thinking, if star power kills the 3-4 and the other 3-4, the taunt minions, I can win. And it barely doesn't, which is so tilting, because I had lethal here if they hit. I ended up going for a really greedy play, like just getting lethal right then and there. And I don't think that that's the wrong play, especially against a deck that can snowball as fast as Warlock. So instead, I just decide to do the damage anyway and try to get them down as low as possible. Excuse me, and just hope to finish them off later. I take Amber Whelp here because I forgot I need to be holding another dragon for its ability to activate. I just thought that it was extra damage, and then I remember, you actually see me like freak out there a little bit. I'm like, oh my gosh, I forgot I need another dragon in my hand for that to work. But it's okay, I have damage, right? I've got some damage, right? Okay, all my minions are gone. Okay, they're healing up 6. I can get some damage here, right? But luckily for me, I have a reverberation. So I know that I can at least deal 6 damage to their face. So they're effectively back at 2 HP, but if I don't kill them this turn, they're gonna resummon Darkon, and it's gonna be a whole problem. So I have to win the game right here. And I realize I need to empty my hand and play Volume Up and hope to draw Flame Geyser. So to empty my hand, I play the Arcane Artificer because it's only 1 mana, and then I play Volume Up. And I'm thinking, if I don't get Flame Geyser, I lose the game. But luckily for me, I draw the Flame Geyser, and we are able to just barely get lethal. Also, getting Wisdom of Narganon means I could have also maybe drawn like an Arcane Worm, or Infinitize the Maxitude, so like there was still some hope, but I'm very glad I got the Flame Geyser. So next up, we are against another Warlock, and I like this hand. I love having Flame Geyser in my hand with Discovery of Magic, because I can get fire out of the Spell School pool really early on, which makes Discovery of Magic better more consistently. Prismatic Elemental is also a great 2-drop, so I'm very happy with this hand. Now, some people don't agree with me playing Flame Geyser right away. I've heard some people in like chat say, you need that damage later, but again, I think it's better to have your Spell School cards like Wisdom, Discovery of Magic, Sif, all those things. I'd rather have them online sooner, especially into a Warlock deck that can cheat out a Thaddeus on turn 5 and ultimately just like win the game turn 6. So I need to be fast with things. They play Drone Deconstructor, which I didn't realize why it was so good, but I'll explain it after I make this play. We play Prismatic Elemental here, and we think about Plague Strike for a bit, but since I already have Shadow Spells in the deck, I decide to go with Serenity because it's holy. And the reason why the 1-2 is so good is because it gives you a 1-1. And that 1-1 can start a Defile combo, a Defile chain, even if your opponent thinks they played around it. Also, you have the 1-2 that also gives you a 1-1. So in theory, the 1-1 and the 1-2 get 2 Defile triggers and could do 3 damage, which means that opponents who think that, you know, you played around Defile by having 3 HP minions actually didn't. They really don't do anything that turn, it's just a life tap, so I don't care. And this turn, I'm thinking about maybe just playing Serenity to kill the 1-2 and get Holy into the pool, but instead, I decide to draw, discover another card. And I get Infinitize the Maxitude, which is really, really good. It gives me the ability to endlessly just discover more cards, because since it's reduced by 1, it's already in its finale'd form. So I use it, and I get Objection. And at this point, I'm thinking, okay, Objection's really good against Warlock, because if they want to coin out the Slime on turn 4, I can play Objection and object it. Yes, they still have the mini-bot in their hand, so they can play around it, but it will keep them from playing the Slime a turn early, which is very, very important to me. But in the end, I actually don't go with the Objection because I'm a little bit scared of them playing the mini-bot and making me lose the value. In hindsight, I think I should have probably gone with Objection just in case. But in practice, they don't actually end up playing the slime, because guess what? Drumroll please. They're Curse Warlock! They play the Syracuse Cultist? I don't know how to say that, I apologize. I just call it the Cultist. And I realized that it's actually a Curse Warlock, which I think is actually a much, much better matchup. So I'm not gonna play the Curse here, and I'll explain why real quick. It's because you lose curses before you draw the card. So at the start of the next turn, even if they give me like 2 curses and my hand is full, I can't overdraw if one of the curses is from the turn before. So I'm willing to take 1 damage to make sure that I won't overdraw a card next turn and accidentally lose something like Sif. Anyway, we traded into their 3-1, and at this point I'm thinking about what I want to do. Ultimately, I choose to just go Cold Case though, because it gives me some decent tempo, and with 1 mana left, I guess I can discover a card from the Discovery of Magic. Again, this is a slight misplay, an ordering thing. Usually, since I've already played a Frost spell, you want to play Discovery of Magic first, but instead I play Cold Case first. It doesn't really matter, but like, what if I got a 4-cost card that would have been insane here? Or if I got like a Dragged Below and I could have given them a curse. Unfortunately, I didn't though. I get Natural Causes because it's a nature spell, and I don't want to be overloaded with the aura. I go face, and at this point I just need to apply as much pressure as humanly possible. Their turn 5 is Symphony of Sins, and I'm just hoping, okay, don't get the burn 6 card. Please don't get burn 6. Okay, please don't burn Sif. Please don't burn... you can have the burn 6 card as long as Sif is not one of those cards that is removed. And luckily for me, Sif is not one of those cards that is removed. And at this point, I'm thinking, okay, what is my win condition here? My win condition is probably just putting pressure on the board and hoping to finish them off in the next couple of turns. But also, I do still have objections. So, I play the Cosmic Keyboard, objection, infinitize the Maxitude because the mana just curved out super duper well. I discover another objection, which is pretty good in my opinion. Maybe the Wisdom of Narganon was better, just to find burn damage. But I think trying to disrupt my opponent is the most important thing here. And to my surprise, they play Mortal Eradication, probably baiting out a counterspell. And then my suspicions are confirmed because they play Dragged Below right after that, which gives me another curse, but again, I don't mind. I'm literally down to take 2 damage again to make sure I don't overdraw. Usually, I don't get rid of curses until they do at least 3 or 4 damage or more. If they do 1, 2, or maybe even 3 damage if I'm going like Control Warrior, I'll keep the curse in my hand to make sure that I don't overdraw the next turn, and so that way I still have mana to play, to just play tempo. At this point, I'm thinking, okay, I think I've got to win this game fast because curses could snowball out of control. So let's do some damage to their face, play a couple of minions. Yes, this plays into Defile, but I don't think I care. If they don't have Defile or Abyssal Wave, I can just win the game next turn. So obviously you gotta draw cards at the end of your turn. Another misplay from your boy Ecore. We play Infinitize the Maxitude though for finale cost, and quite happy to get Discovery of Magic. Life Sentence is good into Thaddeus Warlock because you can get rid of their Death Rattle minions and Thaddeus, but in this matchup it's way better to go Discovery and see if maybe you can discover some sort of direct damage. So at this point I'm thinking, okay, Abyssal Wave comes down, I get a curse, I don't overdraw, they're at 8 HP and maybe I can find lethal off of Infinitize or card draw or Discovery of Magic. But they don't play Abyssal Wave, they life tap. And I'm like, okay, they're gonna Defile, but again, I can still probably kill them. But then they don't play Defile, they play the School Teacher. And I'm like, okay, well they have the coin with the Noggling, but I guess they didn't get anything good because they concede and I get another win. We can't keep Molten Rune. Molten Rune is apparently a very bad keep into this matchup, but we will keep Cold Case. I don't think Molten Rune is inherently a bad keep in the matchup. I just think that could be a lot better. Arcane Worm, we're probably gonna have to Arcane Bolt and trade in, which I'm perfectly fine with. Like, that's okay. I don't mind it. Cosmic Keyboard, sure, we'll do that. That's a pretty good tempo play for turn 2. Them not having a turn 1 play is fantastic. And we want to try to gain as much armor as possible. Okay. Okay, fair enough. You got me. Get myself a 3-4 and a 3-3 here. Now you might be wondering, why do that? That's an excellent question. The main reason is because they don't really have that much healing except for a Hollow Hound, which I don't even 100% know if this deck runs. Oh, they're just gonna go face? I don't think that's the correct play at all. I actually 100% don't think that's the correct play at all. But sure, whatever floats your boat. I'm gonna get 2 2/2s and a 4/4, and we're just gonna run them down. That is literally the goal here. We are going to run them down before they can run me down, unless they dredge to the top a Hollow Hound. That is literally it. As long as they don't dredge to the top a Hollow Hound and get a ton of healing for 4 mana. Oh, that's also not great. Okay. Okay. And then it hits my face, which I'm actually okay with. Alright, they take some more damage. We're doing some good damage at this point. Don't really want to star power this, but I get a 5/5 out of it, which I think is pretty good. We got another cold case. Never mind, we're playing cold case. Boom, cold case. These go face. We just had such good tempo. Holy shit. They can't even play Hollow Hound. Wow! Wow, we won! I think we also could have won with star power though. So at the end of this stream, I ended 672 Legend. I showed you the best games, but not all of them. If you want to see all of the games with full gameplay commentaries, you can see the live VODs on my channel.